One of Ronald Reagan's most controversial policies was called the Strategic Defense Initiative, also known as Star Wars. Well, that's the subject of today's Idea of the Day. In the 1980s, a lot of people opposed Ronald Reagan's Strategic Defense Initiative, SDI, because as far as they were concerned, it was not a way of ending the Cold War. They felt it was a way of making it even bigger. Because as far as a lot of people were concerned, in the 1980s, of course, things were a little different then, that would in fact give the United States a, quote, unfair first strike advantage. Meaning the fact that we could shoot down missiles to many people was not a defensive move, but an offensive move. Meaning that, let's say, the Soviets at the time were shooting missiles at us, and then we shot down their missiles. That would give us an unfair advantage in that we can now give them the first strike, knocking down their missiles. And in the 1980s, I was just scratching my head while that whole debate was going on, because people were really adamant about the fact that they thought that if we had such a program, it would only make things worse. It could only make things worse. That was the big thing back then, because what good is that going to be? And then it actually forced a lot of lawmakers to start trying to figure out if they needed to maybe make up a treaty that would ban something like that, which I, again, just scratched my head saying, what are they talking about? Well, here we are, fast forward, it's now 2017. And what is in the news lately? The North Koreans and their ability to launch an ICBM, an intercontinental ballistic missile, which is a missile that essentially goes into space and then has to come back down somewhere else. So essentially they can launch a missile from Korea, North Korea, and land it in Chicago or in Los Angeles or wherever the heck they want. The range, they say, could be anywhere from Lord knows on the West Coast to all the way as far as Chicago right now. So now we go back to the original 1980s debate. And the very notion that people were trying to ban the Strategic Defense Initiative. Why? Why would anyone want to ban that? Wouldn't it be in everyone's interest? And I don't just mean in the United States' interest. I'm saying everyone, including North Koreans' interest. Wouldn't it be in all our interests to have more of this sort of initiative? We're not even near the ability to do what he wanted to propose in the 1980s. We don't have the ability to, if they launch 50 or 60 missiles, we don't even have the ability to knock whatever percentage of them out. We need to focus on more truly defensive defense spending. We need to focus on true defense technology. We need technology that works, and we need it very soon, because as far as I'm concerned, this is not an offensive tool. It's not a way of trying to have the first strike advantage. We would never use this technology to just simply knock out someone else's missiles specifically for the purpose of us knocking ours in. The bottom line is we need this technology, we need it to work, and we need to stop trying to overthink the process. Any weapon that could be used to strike down another weapon is the right weapon. And that's today's Idea of the Day. All right, there it is. That's today's Idea of the Day. Some of them are pretty good, right? And some of them suck, I admit. First to admit, some of my ideas suck. But if you visit Idea of the Day every day and you subscribe to my channel by looking at the subscribe link in the corner, you'll see a brand new idea every single day. And I promise you, some of them don't suck.